I was checking this girl next to her when the parents were out. She phone said, "Hey boy, come on right around." Craig David was the man. Craig David is the reason why I'm doing this video right now. I want to give Craig David his flowers, everybody. You see this? I went out and bought this false bouquet of flowers. Craig David, if you ever see this video, this is for you. Sincerely, a great fan of yours, Geneva. Fun fact. Did you know that David is Jewish? So who is Craig David? Craig David is a British singer and songwriter. His genres include R&B, UK garage, dance, and hip hop. His first single that he ever released was what I was horribly singing in the beginning of this video, called "Fill Me In." One of my favorite songs by him. I love me some "Fill Me In." His first two albums, "Born to Do It" and "Sicker Than Your Average," chef's kiss. I mean, damn, I wanted him and Drake to do a collaborative album so bad. Like, imagine Drake and Craig David doing an album together. That would be light skin magic. So he topped the UK charts when he released his first album called "Born to Do It" back in 2001. I was only 6 years old, and that's when his first single was also released, "Fill Me In," and it just skyrocketed on the UK Billboard charts. He sold more than 8 million copies of his Born to Do It album, his first album ever. He went multi-platinum in several different countries on his first album. That's major. His single "Fill Me In" reached number 15 on the Hot 100 Billboard charts. His album "Born to Do It" was released officially in USA in 2001, and it was reached on number 11 on the top 200 albums of that year. That is spectacular. Again, my favorite albums by him are both "Born to Do It" and "Sicker Than Your Average." His first two albums, it was just so fresh. It had that early 2000s feel, like the melodic R&B. It was so good. It was so great. Like, it was just like, that was back in the day when R&B singers, like specifically male R&B singers, they would, sing in the rain, dance in the rain. They would grab out at the air because their heart was hurt, and they would, like, they literally, it was back in those times where it was actually masculine and okay to love a woman. Like, you weren't called a simp, or you simping, or why are you crying over some bitch. It was nothing like that. It was true, genuine love that black people have for each other, and we would make good ass R&B music. Now R&B music is pretty much dead. In the year 2007, I believe it was a show going on over there in the UK called Bo Selecta, and it was by a man named Leigh Francis. He was doing mocking skits of Craig, and Craig David, had told him, to stop because it was making him look bad as an artist. It was really raining on his parade. It was like a dark cloud over his career. He said he himself, Craig David, said like the people were not taking him serious as an artist because all these mocking skits of him from Leigh Francis on his show Bo Selecta. Leigh Francis actually came out to apologize to not only Craig David but other black and biracial artists such as Michael Jackson. In the year 2020, when the Black Lives Matter protest went global due to the killing of George Floyd. Craig David actually moved to Miami, Florida, USA in 2009, and a lot of people believe that Bo Selecta, the show, and Leigh Francis and his constant harassment, joking, and mocking of Craig David is what caused him to eventually leave the UK and settle in the USA. I just want to talk about, and just like my major respect and props again, I gotta give him his flowers, because Craig David, throughout his entire career, he always carried himself like an upstanding gentleman. You never hear about this man putting hands on women. You never even, that's another thing, he's like very private. Like, you never really saw him date women publicly. I know like people are like speculating about his sexuality, like does he even like women, blah blah blah, is he even attracted to women? But all I know is that from what we don't know, or what we do know as the public, Craig is never in like no, domestic violence mess. He's never in no drama. He likes to make music. He's passionate about his craft. He takes himself seriously as a professional. He sees himself as a professional musical artist. He shows up to his concerts on time, as from part of the reports about his reviews on his album tours when he goes on tour. He don't got no crazy allegations of him being a predator. He just carries himself with such class, and it's like, I believe that's what's missing, and not just in R&B artists or musical artists or professionals, period, but just people in general. It's like, we should all aspire to be like Craig David, like the way he handles himself in his professional and personal life. Like, again, you don't never hear about no mess. The only mess that he had, of course, he was like, he wanted to punch Leigh Francis in the face. And, he kind of had that right to feel that way because, again, like, this man was mocking him and it was like hurting him as an artist and as a man. So I understand that because again, like he was a victim. I've left this out. He was actually a victim. Craig David was a victim of bullying as a child, and like he was actually being bullied again as an adult when you think about it because this freaking idiot Leigh Francis on his show Bo Selecta. If you never heard of Craig David and you need a starter kit, let me help you out. These are my top favorite songs of all time by Craig David. For number one, Fill Me In. Listen to You Don't Miss Your Water. Listen to Hidden Agenda. Listen to Booty Man. I know this kind of sounds strange, but trust me, as soon as you press play, those first notes, beautiful, beautiful, incredible, incredible, brilliant vocals. Listen to What's Changed. 7 Days, Rendezvous. Listen to Follow Me, Personal, and so much more. Again, this is just an appreciation video for the artist Craig David again while he's still alive. When people are still alive and you appreciate them, you got to give them their flowers right now. So, smells like nothing. Um, Again, this is for Craig David. Craig David is a phenomenal artist, and I wish that man a long life of health, prosperity, and success. Oh, yeah, babe, yeah, babe. Hey.